LOL, you too. Thanks, Beyonce. Send. Oops, scholars, that's my fault. I was just texting Beyonce back. She wished me good luck on my lesson, so we've got to make her proud. Welcome to Mr. Osta's digital classroom. Today we're going to be reading a LOL story. Where have we heard LOL before? Let's keep that in mind as we read the story. We're going to be reading to get the gist. So, to keep track of our thinking, we're going to annotate. You're going to need a few things. Let's get a paper or something to write on, a pencil, and last but not least, a good attitude. So let's grab those things and get ready for our lesson. See you in a few. Oops, let me get this out of the way. Let's jump into the lesson. This story is called a LOL story. If you have your My Book, you can find this story on pages 112 and 113. If you don't worry. I promise I'll have pictures and a video of me reading this story. So, I just need you to follow along and practice with me. I'll be practicing reading to get the gist. So, what is reading to get the gist? Well, I like to think of it as the four first letters of the word, G-I-S-T. G, general information from the story. I, ideas from the story, so it could be about the central message or the theme. S, summary of what is happening. And T, text features. This is a big one for our story. I want you to keep your eyes open for the text features in this story. What strategy should I use while I'm reading? I said it earlier, we're going to be annotating. So as we annotate, we're going to write down our inner conversation. So what's the words or the things that are popping into your head as I'm reading the story? What do you think, notice, and wonder about what is happening in the story? Let's practice on here. Let's check out the story. So, what do you notice about the story already? As you can see down there in the corner, I'm thinking. I want you to be thinking too. What's coming into your head? So, let's get that paper ready and load some of your thoughts. I'm going to be thinking. I'm looking at the pictures. I'm looking at the text boxes. Okay, I'm going to write down a few things. I want you to do the same. So get an idea of what you're going to write and write down a few things. I want you to write down those thoughts and wrap them up. These are some of the things that I noticed. This book is only 2 pages. That's it, just 2. The dialogue is in text boxes as if they're text messages. So I wonder if this is supposed to be like a picture of a phone screen. There are a lot of emojis and a silly picture, so I'm thinking that this story is not too serious. So it's time to read. You will need, as I said before, a paper or something to write on, a pencil, and your listening ears. All right, as you can see, this is only one little part of the story. We're going to look at the story in 4 little parts. That way it's a little easier for us to write down our annotations as we read. Instead of looking at the picture and having me read it, I'm going to play a little video. So the words are going to pop up on the screen just like real text messages would. They're going to come up slowly so that you have time to write down your annotations. So as those words pop up, write down what pops into your head. There's 2 characters in this story, Clara and Martin. They're going to be having a conversation. As they're having their conversation, try to figure out what's going on. What do you notice? What do you wonder? What are you thinking and what are you predicting about what's going to happen in the story? Let's give it a try. Hey Martin, are you busy?
Hey Clara, nope, what's up?
I'm reading the assignment for tomorrow.
I'm reading it too, but I'm confused. Who is Zeron?
He's Abatha's pet, silly. In the beginning of the story, it says that he's her pet dragon. We need to read the selection and write an idea for another story with an unusual pet.
Right? Speaking of pets, check out this pic of my cat, Raymond.
All right, I'm going to give you a little more time to annotate and write down what was happening in your head as you were watching that piece of the story. Then I'm going to show you my screen and share my annotation. If you notice anything that is the same, you can yell out, "Me too," or "Same," or "Oh my gosh, we thought the same thing." That's okay. You're at home. You can yell out now. You don't get to do that in class. So I'm going to show you what I wrote. My annotation for this one was, I noticed that Clara and Martin are using abbreviations to text. An abbreviation is a shortened version of a word. I think they're doing this because it's helping them text a little bit more quickly. I should keep track of them to help me understand what's going on in the story. So the first one I noticed was RU. So instead of writing the word ARE or YOU, they wrote just the letters. The other one I noticed was the number 2 instead of TOO. I want to ask you a question really quick. Do you think your teacher would be excited if you used an abbreviation like this in a writing prompt? I wonder. So I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm speaking for your teacher now. I think that we prefer when you write out the whole word because you're not in a rush when you're writing. We're taking our time and we're thinking. It's okay for the story that they use this because it's part of a text feature. It's showing off the different things you can do in different types of writing. So text messages, it's okay if you want to use an abbreviation with a friend.
LOL. So cute. How'd you get him into space?
It's an app my mom downloaded, and I can use it to make any pet or person into an astronaut, a cowboy, or a football player.
Fun! Back to our homework. I can't think of a fun adventure. I'm not feeling very creative.
So you texted your BFF to brainstorm?
No, I texted you. JK, LOL.
So I'm going to leave this on the screen for a few more seconds so you can finish up your annotations, and we'll compare in a second. Before I move on, I want you to double check and see what abbreviated words that you can find on this screen. There's a few. Give it another look. Okay, my annotation. And remember, shout it out if we have something that's the same. It's okay. I think Martin and Clara are close friends because they are joking together. I wonder if they will work together to come up with an idea. So I noticed the letters BFF, which I knew standed for best friend forever. So they're kind of joking with each other, and I think that they might be using each other as a resource to come up with new ideas. So I'm going to keep that in my mind and see if I can find that out later in the story. Let's check out for those abbreviated words. The first one I noticed was LOL, which is actually in the title of the story, so I think we might see that one a few more times. The next one was BFF, best friend forever. And the last two were JK and LOL again. So JK is just kidding. And I feel like JK is something you would say with a friend if you were joking around with them. All right, let's keep reading the story.
Anyway, the book is a fantasy, but I prefer realistic stories. I like it when authors are able to convey realistic plots and characters. No one has pet dragons IRL.
They have pet cats in spacesuits. BRB, Mama's calling me.
Okay.
Back. Raymond jumped on top of the kitchen cabinet, and I had to get him down with a liver treat. Liver. Ick.
LOL, that emoji really does express what you think of liver treats. How do you get way up there anyway?
I think he has secret wings because he always gets up to the highest spot in the room.
LOL, he's a high-flying kitten.
To do. Use those annotation materials and write down what you're thinking. Give yourself a few more seconds to finish up your thoughts. Okay, before I go on, I want to challenge you. There are 5 abbreviations on this page. Let's see if you can find all 5 of those abbreviations. I want to challenge you. Give yourself a few more seconds to give it a close look. Okay. My annotation was, I predict that the 2 friends will brainstorm an idea for the assignment together. I think this because they're talking about Martin's cat. So I think they're going to get off on a new track thinking about a new idea for the assignment that they talked about in the beginning of the story. All right, are you ready to see those 5 abbreviations? IRL is the first one I noticed. That stands for in real life. So she said no one has pet dragons in real life. I think she's right about that, but I kind of wish they did. The next one is BRB. That means be right back. So I think right now that Martin is at his house and his mom's calling him and he's going to walk away from the scene, but he'll be back. The next one is K. That stands for okay. After that, you see 2 more LOLs. So now I'm starting to get the idea about why this is called a LOL story.
Hey! Wait a minute.
No way.
Yes way. Here's an idea for the story. The Adventures of Space Kitten.
Perfect! It could be a chronicle of a cat who jumps so high that she launches into space.
Yes!
And she lands on planet Mouse to look for adventure.
Raffle.
Martin, you totally are my BFF. TTYL and thanks a million.
Wait, now what about an idea for my story?
This is our last one, our last annotation. Let's make it our best one and really stretch ourselves. Check back. Did you make a prediction earlier or wonder about something? Let's see if it was right. Take a few more seconds to look for those abbreviations and check back at our last annotations. All right, I'm going to show you my last one. So I wrote, I was right. Clara has an idea for her story because she used Martin's cat to spark creativity. So the two friends talked to each other and then they walked away with a new idea for a story. Well, at least Clara. So I want you to look a little bit deeper at the story for the abbreviations. The last few I saw were ROFL, or as we said in the story, Raffle. And that stands for rolling on the floor laughing. And she even put a little emoji of someone cracking up. Then I saw BFF again and TTYL, which is talk to you later. So they're going to check in at another time and maybe Clara will be able to help him with his story. And THX was thanks. So I have to say I've gotten a few emails from students that have done THX. And what I prefer is THANKS, writing the whole word out, but it's just a quicker way of saying thanks. So it's your turn. You will need a paper, a pencil, and your brain. And I feel like you've already got that one ready to go. Now it's time for the fun part. It's our turn to write a story. So we're going to use the directions below to create our own short story. Just like the characters in the story, let's brainstorm an idea for a story about an unusual pet. Write a short story about that unusual pet. So let's challenge ourselves to use a beginning, middle, and end, and even some dialogue or people talking in our story. If you're feeling a little nervous, that's okay. We got this. So I was feeling a little nervous and I wasn't sure what to do. So I looked through my camera roll and I found this silly picture of my cat Ted. He was just stretching out, so nothing really unusual going on here. But I thought, how can I make Ted a little bit more unusual? So I thought about two silly things that a cat would be doing. Maybe he could be doing ballet, or he could be swimming, which is really unusual because cats hate water. Well, not Ted too much. If you're stuck on your story, you can use one of my two options for stories as your own. Just remember to be creative and make it a little bit funny. It's already pretty unusual, so get creative. You've got this. Now I'm going to show you guys my example of my short story, just in case you want to see how I added dialogue and used a quick beginning, middle, and end. No way! Do you see that? Anthony nudged his mom and pointed to the pool. There was a cat wearing a swimsuit and goggles and dipping his paw in the water, almost as if he was testing the temperature. Anthony's mom looked up from her book she was reading and noticed the cat right away. Wow! I don't believe my eyes, she exclaimed. A woman was in the pool with her arms extended. That's when the cat leapt off the side of the pool and paddled over to the woman in the pool. Anthony's mom walked over to get a closer look. The woman saw them and explained that her cat, Ted, has always loved water, so recently she decided to teach him how to swim. The next time Anthony and his mom saw Ted swimming, they were not even surprised. They even started to bring him a treat after his swim.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for checking in the Miss Starosta's Digital Classroom. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for some more fun learning opportunities. Also, let's remember to finish up that story we started about an animal doing something exceptional. Think about the craziest thing an animal could do and then write a fun and exciting story using dialogue that you could share with somebody. If you get stuck, that's okay. I promise it happens to all of us. Reach out to a friend or somebody that you live with for some advice. That's the best way we can brainstorm, just like Clara and Martin did in the story. Thanks for watching and see you soon.